What if the very essence of who we are, our genetic code, is not entirely our own? What if, somewhere in the vast expanse of the cosmos, advanced alien civilizations have mastered the art of DNA manipulation, reshaping life itself across the galaxy? Welcome to All Sci Fi. Today we're diving into a mind-bending concept, the alien DNA manipulation paradox. Imagine a universe where life is not just a product of natural evolution, but a canvas for interstellar genetic artists. A realm where alien beings, driven by curiosity, necessity, or perhaps something more complex, reach out across the stars to alter the very building blocks of life on distant worlds. It's a scenario that challenges our understanding of biology, evolution, and our place in the cosmos. But before we launch into this fascinating topic, let's lay some groundwork. The story of DNA is, in many ways, the story of life itself. In 1953, James Watson and Francis Crick, building on the work of Rosalind Franklin, unlocked the secrets of the double helix. This discovery revolutionized our understanding of genetics and set the stage for incredible advancements in biology and medicine. DNA, or deoxyribonucleic acid, is the molecule that carries the genetic instructions for the development, functioning, growth, and reproduction of all known living organisms. It's a complex, elegant structure, a twisted ladder of chemical bases that spells out the unique genetic code of every living thing on Earth. But here's where things get interesting. While DNA is universal to life as we know it, the specific sequences, the genetic spelling, if you will, can vary wildly between species. And it's this vulnerability that opens the door to our central question: could an advanced alien civilization manipulate this code? To explore this concept, we need to understand the current state of genetic engineering here on Earth. In recent years, technologies like CRISPR-Cas9 have revolutionized our ability to edit genes. Scientists can now cut, paste, and rewrite genetic sequences with unprecedented precision. We're using these tools to combat genetic diseases, enhance crop yields, and even bring extinct species back to life. But as advanced as our genetic engineering capabilities might have become, they're likely child's play compared to what a civilization thousands or millions of years ahead of us might achieve. So let's dive into our first hypothetical scenario. Imagine an alien species, let's call them the Genomans, who have mastered the art of DNA manipulation on a galactic scale. They possess technology that allows them to analyze, modify, and even create entirely new genetic sequences from afar. The Genomans might approach DNA manipulation in two distinct ways: forceful intervention or subtle seeding. Let's explore each of these possibilities. First, let's examine forceful intervention. In this scenario, the Genomans actively and directly alter the DNA of species they encounter. Their motives could vary. 1. Scientific curiosity. They might see the galaxy as a vast laboratory, tweaking the genetic code of various species to observe the results. Imagine the Genomans identifying a planet with a thriving ecosystem, much like Earth. They might choose to dramatically accelerate the evolution process of a particular species, perhaps granting heightened intelligence to a population of cephalopods, or giving flight capabilities to a group of land-dwelling animals. They would then observe how these radical changes impact the planet's ecological balance and the species develop over time. 2. Biological harmonization. Perhaps they're attempting to make different species more compatible, creating a galactic ecosystem that can easily intermingle. This could involve standardizing certain genetic traits across various worlds, allowing for easier interplanetary migration and colonization. For instance, they might alter the basic biochemistry of life on multiple planets to use the same amino acids or to breathe similar atmospheres, facilitating the mixing of species across star systems. 3. Uplifting. The Genomans could be accelerating the evolution of promising species, nudging them toward higher intelligences or specific traits that they deem valuable. This might involve enhancing cognitive abilities, improving physical attributes, or even granting entirely new sensory perceptions. Imagine them gifting a pre-industrial alien race with genes that dramatically boost their problem-solving abilities and technological aptitude, rapidly propelling them into spacefaring civilization. 4. Bioengineering for specific purposes. They might alter species to survive in harsh environments, preparing them for colonization of new worlds. This could involve creating extremophiles capable of withstanding intense radiation, extreme temperatures, or toxic atmospheres. Picture a barren, seemingly inhospitable world, transformed into a thriving ecosystem through the introduction of specially engineered life forms, each precisely tailored to fill a specific ecological niche. 5. Galactic peacekeeping. The Genomans might use their genetic manipulation abilities as a form of conflict resolution or species management. For particularly aggressive or expansionist species, they could introduce genes that promote empathy, cooperation, or pacifism. Conversely, for species facing extinction due to external threats, they might grant enhanced defensive capabilities or rapid reproductive rates. The implications of such direct intervention are staggering. Entire ecosystems could be reshaped overnight. Species might suddenly develop new abilities or drastically altered physical forms. From the perspective of the affected planet, it would appear as if evolution had suddenly shifted into hyperdrive. Consider the cascading effects of such changes. A species suddenly granted heightened intelligence might rapidly develop advanced technology, dramatically altering their planet's environment and potentially threatening other native species. Or imagine the consequences of a predator species being given the ability to fly in an ecosystem where prey species have never needed to evolve defenses against aerial attacks. These forceful interventions could lead to rapid speciation events, mass extinction, or the emergence of entirely new ecosystems. The carefully balanced dance of evolution, typically playing out over millions of years, could be thrown into chaos in a matter of generations. But this approach also raises serious ethical questions. Do the Genomans have the right to alter life forms without their consent? How would such interventions impact the natural course of evolution? And what if their alterations had unforeseen consequences, potentially devastating entire ecosystems or civilizations? Moreover, how might the affected species react if they discovered the truth about their altered heritage? It could shatter their understanding of their own history and identity, potentially leading to an existential crisis on a societal scale. Now, let's consider the second approach, subtle seeding. In this scenario, the Genomans take a more hands-off approach, introducing specific genetic sequences into a planet's biosphere and allowing them to naturally integrate over time. This method might involve 1. Panspermia, the deliberate spreading of genetic material or simple life forms to seed life on new worlds. The Genomans might send out countless probes across the galaxy, each carrying a payload of basic organic compounds or simple microorganisms. These probes could target promising young planets, introducing the building blocks of life and setting the stage for evolution to take its course. Over billions of years, this process could lead to the emergence of complex life forms, shaped by each of the planet's unique conditions, but sharing a common genetic heritage. 2. Introducing beneficial genes, subtly adding genetic sequences that confer advantages like disease resistance or improved cognitive function. Rather than making dramatic changes, the Genomans might introduce small genetic tweaks that provide slight evolutionary advantages. For example, they might seed a planet's gene pool with sequences that improve immune responses, enhance memory formation, or increased adaptability to environmental changes. These subtle improvements would then spread through the population over many generations through natural selection. 3. Long-term guided evolution, placing genetic time bombs that activate after thousands or millions of years, slowly steering a species' evolution in a desired direction. This could involve introducing dormant genes that only activate under specific environmental conditions or after a certain number of generations. For instance, they might seed a planet with genes that enhance cold tolerance, which would remain inactive until the planet enters an ice age. This would allow the Genomans to set up long-term evolutionary trajectories without directly interfering in species' immediate development. 4. Creating genetic repositories, hiding vast libraries of genetic information within the junk DNA of various species, perhaps as a way to preserve knowledge or spread their influence across the galaxy. The genomians could use the non-coding regions of DNA as a storage medium, encoding complex information that could later be accessed by sufficiently advanced civilizations. This could serve as a form of galactic archive, preserving the genetic heritage of extinct species or even storing technological and cultural information. 5. Adaptive radiation triggers. Introducing genetic sequences that promote rapid diversification under certain conditions. These genes could accelerate the process of adaptive radiation, allowing life to quickly fill new ecological niches when opportunities arise. For example, if a planet experiences a mass extinction event, these genes could activate, promoting rapid specialization and helping life to recover and diversify more quickly. This approach is far less intrusive and aligns more closely with natural evolutionary processes. It would be incredibly difficult to detect, potentially leaving the affected species unaware of the alien influence in their genetic makeup for eons. This subtle seeding method allows for a more organic integration of alien genetic material into a planet's biosphere. Instead of causing immediate dramatic changes, it sets up conditions for long-term evolutionary paths. This could result in the emergence of life forms that are uniquely adapted to their environments, while still carrying the hidden influence of the genomians. For instance, a planet seeded with genomian genetic material might develop life forms that share certain fundamental similarities with life on other seeded worlds, despite evolving under different conditions. This could manifest in similar biochemical processes, common genetic motifs, or parallel evolutionary strategies across different planets. However, this approach also presents its own set of challenges and ethical dilemmas. How would the introduction of alien genetic material impact the delicate balance of an ecosystem over long periods of time? Could it lead to unintended consequences that only become apparent after millions of years? And if a species eventually discovered this alien influence in their genes, how would it impact their understanding of their own identity and place in the universe? Moreover, the subtle seeding approach raises questions about the nature of natural evolution versus guided development. The genomians have influenced the evolutionary paths of countless species across the galaxy. Can any of these species truly said to have evolved naturally? This blurs the line between natural and artificial life, potentially challenging our fundamental understanding of evolution and the emergence of life itself. Now, let's take a step back and consider the potential evidence for such alien DNA manipulation here on Earth. While there's no scientific proof of extraterrestrial genetic tampering, there are some intriguing anomalies in our genetic history that have led some researchers to speculate. One such mystery is the sudden explosion of human intelligence and cultural development that occurred roughly 70,000 years ago. This period, known as the Upper Paleolithic Revolution, saw a rapid advancement in toolmaking, art, and social structures. Some fringe theorists suggest that this could be the result of alien genetic intervention. Another often cited example is the complex structure of human DNA itself. Our genome contains large stretches of what was once called junk DNA sequences that don't code for proteins and whose purpose remained mysterious for years. While we know that much of this DNA plays crucial regulatory roles, some still wonder if these sequences might harbor hidden information or alien influence. The rapid emergence of complex life forms during the Cambrian explosion, roughly 541 million years ago, is another event that some speculate could be a result of alien genetic manipulation. This sudden appearance of a wide variety of complex animal forms in the fossil record has puzzled scientists for years, and while there are several scientific theories to explain this event, it remains a source of fascination for those pondering potential alien involvement in Earth's evolutionary history. It's crucial to note that these ideas remain firmly in the realm of speculation. The scientific consensus explains these phenomena through natural evolutionary processes and the complex workings of genetics that we're still unraveling. While it's fascinating to consider the possibilities of alien genetic manipulation, we must approach such ideas with skepticism and continue to seek explanations based on observable evidence and testable hypotheses. Looking to the future, the concept of alien DNA manipulation raises fascinating possibilities and challenges for humanity. As we continue to advance our own genetic engineering capabilities, we may one day find ourselves in the role of the genomans, facing the ethical dilemmas of altering life on other worlds. Moreover, as we search for signs of extraterrestrial life, we may need to broaden our perspective. If alien civilizations are indeed manipulating DNA across the galaxy, the signatures of life we encounter might be far more diverse and unexpected than we currently imagine. The alien DNA manipulation paradox forces us to grapple with profound questions about the nature of life, evolution, and our place in the cosmos. It challenges our notions of identity and raises complex ethical considerations about the manipulation of life itself. As we stand on the brink of our own genetic engineering revolution, these questions are more relevant than ever. How will we yield this powerful technology? What responsibilities do we have to the life forms we might one day encounter or create? In the end, whether or not alien civilizations are out there manipulating DNA, the very possibility encourages us to think deeply about our role as stewards of life, not just on Earth, but potentially across the stars. As we conclude, I invite you to ponder, if we discovered that parts of our DNA had been engineered by an alien civilization, how would it change your view of humanity's place in the universe? And if we developed the ability to manipulate the DNA of other worlds, should we? What ethical frameworks should we need to develop to guide such monumentous decisions? Thank you for joining me on this extended journey to the alien DNA manipulation paradox. If you enjoyed this exploration, please like and subscribe for more mind-bending journeys into the realm of science, sci-fi, and speculation. Until next time, keep looking up, keep questioning, and keep imagining the extraordinary possibilities that await us in the cosmos.